Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is CJ UFC Picks along with my co-host Gibbs. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to like the video, share the video, and comment your picks. You can't talk trash if you don't comment your picks. So don't come talking if we get our picks wrong. You gotta comment your picks so you can talk trash. But anyway, make sure to subscribe, like the video, share the video. And tonight we're gonna break down and predict UFC Fight Night Burns versus Brady. That's gonna be an exciting fight. What do you think about that card, bro?
Hey man, I actually think this is gonna be a pretty exciting card. Just like last week, it was a pretty good card, and I'm thinking same here. The dogs are pretty much barking, same as well.
Let's speaking of last week, let's go over real quick what happened last week. I did pretty damn good. I only had three wrong on the whole card, and we had one canceled fight, which was the Ramaska versus Fletcher fight. I picked Fletcher in that fight, but I heard that he had like a staph infection. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I don't know, man. I think they remade it for the next for this card we're gonna break down today.
Yeah,
So give me a second. Let me just share my screen with you guys. All right, there you guys have it. The first fight was Wang versus Leonardo, and Wang knocked the her out in the very first round, very quickly. She has a bright future in the UFC, but I still gotta see more of her before I can make her a contender in my mind. What do you think about this fight?
yeah, man. I pretty much predicted that one to a T. I pretty much figured that Wong would come in here and probably, exploit the defensive striking of Leonardo and the ring rust. So first round knockout.
The next fight was Cavalcanti versus Nunez. I picked Cavalcanti to win, and I did pick her to win by decision. I knew she was going to be too big for Nunez in there. We all know Nunez likes to throw bombs, and that's all she likes to do. She likes to move forward, but that didn't work for her in this fight.
Yep, like I said, man, it was puncher's chance to a T, man. I figured pretty much as so that yeah, we knew that Nunez, if she didn't get the knockout, she was gonna lose on the scorecards. Although, I figured that it was gonna be close, and sure enough, it was a split decision.
Okay. Next fight, guys, I got it wrong. He was my dog of the card, James Yontop, going against Borshev. James Yontop did have some moments in there, especially in the third round, but ultimately Borshev came out and won that fight.
Yeah, I kind of scored it kind of to Yontop. I actually maybe because I had a Yontop ticket in my hand, but Twitter was actually, and Twitter they're not judges, but 1 and 3 was going to Yontop on Twitter. A lot of people, the scorecards were all over the place. I'm still gonna be fading Slava. Slava hasn't shown me that he can do too much. 35.
Next fight, guys, I got this correct. Zachary Reese dominating Medina. He almost had him out a couple times. He should have had him out there, but Medina, he's a tough motherfucker, man, and that's all I can say about him. Just tough. I don't think it's gonna get him any title fights or any top 15s in the future, but I'm gonna definitely look out for Zach Reese. This dude is a monster.
Yeah, man, he silenced all the critics. If they asked if he could go 15 minutes, man, he went a solid 15 minutes, and like he could have went at that pace for 30 minutes, man. Zach Reese is a guy to watch out for.
Then we got Bazushka versus Francis Marshall. And Francis Marshall stepped on short notice. I got that pick correct. I knew he was going to get it done.
Yeah, man. I went on my guy's podcast last night, and I pretty much was saying, yeah, Francis Marshall, he didn't come in on short notice for no reason. He's seen something in Bazookia that he was exploit.
This next fight, I couldn't believe that this dude let the fucking fight slip out of his hands. Bad fight IQ. If I ever saw it, brother. Mearshart, he's a dog. I'm not gonna lie, but he should have been out there, bro. Edmund Shabazian just totally shat the bed.
Yeah, man. It's a reason that we do these breakdowns and these postcard breakdowns because for the most part, with these UFC gloves, man, If you're going striker over submission artist, you got to go with the submission artist because with these UFC gloves, man, these knockouts aren't as potent.
Next fight, guys, was Neil Magny versus Morales. Morales showing why he's the young up and coming prospect. He's ready for the top 15. This dude is the future of the welterweight division.
Yeah, man, called that to a T. Me and the guys all agreed that Michael Morales was the spot, man. The young bull was gonna come and take the old bull out, and that's surely what happened. I like Matt, your new Magny though.
Next fight, guys, I believe this is one of the Ultimate Fighter finale fights, and I picked the outcome correct and the fight correct. Santos knocking out Ofili. This dude has a future in the UFC, bro. He's somebody to look out for sure.
Yeah, man. I went on my guy, just my 2 cents. Go get my guy follow too. Shout out to bro. We went on there, and I pretty much told everybody that Santos should be a minus 700. So, yeah, man, that's what happened.
Next fight, got it wrong. I did pick Valentine in this next Ultimate Fighter finale fight. I didn't think I thought he was gonna get it done honestly, but Loader went in there and got the job done, bro.
Yeah, I ain't gonna bullshit you guys. I did not think that Loader would go in there and finish Valentine like that, but Valentine had him dead in his own right in that first round, but he couldn't get the finish. Loader melted him, and he got the stoppage him damn self. I
Next
called that
fight,
too, by the way. My
nice,
fault.
nice call, bro. That's okay. Next fight, guys, was Tabitha Ricci going over Angela Hill. Tabitha Ricci, one of the sexiest females on the UFC roster, my wife. That was a very close fight, though, and I'm not gonna lie, but she did get it done. She won by decision.
Yeah, so I was on Angela Hill, and yeah, I took a L there. I thought Angela Hill did enough, but I also thought Angela Hill was letting moments slip away because you got to know that Tabitha Ricci, she is the decision queen. If you're gonna go in a greasy fight with Tabitha Ricci, knowing that Angela Hill is bad on the scorecard, she gets robbed time after time. She should have known that she was gonna get robbed, but I won't say it was a robbery. Tabitha Ricci, she only got outpointed significant strikes like 7, so whatever. Co-main.
Main event, guys. I called it. Got him at minus 155. His line jumped all the way up to like minus 300. Kyle Bohio, he was my lock of the card. I knew he was going to get it done. The fighting nerds are taking over, folks.
Man, that was an amazing fight. This was one of the most toughest main events for me to call this year. I said Kyle Bahio by question mark. I didn't know how the fight was going to play out. And because, the fight nerds, I'm not going to try to outthink the fight nerds. They're the nerds. I'm not a nerd. I'm just the guy who caps fights. But Kyle Bahio going forward, that big cut under his eye, that's something that you got to look forward, man, because that was a nasty cut that he got under his eye.
He's good, bro. He's going to be a champion soon. Watch. I guarantee it. That was the breakdown. That was the results for CJ UFC picks. I won 8 out of 3. And how much did you go?
Yeah, so I went 7 out of 4, but it was an amazing betting card for me. I can't complain.
Now we're going to go right into it, folks. For UFC Fight Night, Burns versus Brady. Let me just share my screen real quick. Give me 1 second, folks. Sorry about that. My typology just exited. Here we go. All right, let's get right into it. UFC Fight Night, Brady versus Burns. This is going to be a good fight, guys. Can't wait for it. It's going down on Saturday, September 7th. No UFC this week. Labor Day weekend. That's what I'm assuming. That's why. Um, and let's get right into it. What's the first fight on the card? I just finished tape for this literally like an hour ago. So this is all fresh in my mind. See, I think this is the that first Ultimate Fighter fight, Ramaska versus Fletcher. Ramaska 9-2, 27 years old. Fletcher 8-1, 26 years old. I'm sticking with my pick, bro. I'm sticking with my original pick. I think Fletcher is better. faster, stronger, and I think he's gonna be the new Ultimate Fighter. Ultimately, though, I think they're both gonna get signed to the UFC. What do you think, bro?
Yeah, that's actually, a great breakdown. I'm gonna keep it quick because once again, I probably spent 7 minutes on it yet last night. I think Ramaska is just the side you want to be on. He's the bigger fighter here. Um, he will have the better gas tank down the road. Fletcher still has staff. You don't just get better after 1 week. Um, Folks, don't parlay Fletcher. He's not the side. Ramaska by TKO, third round or decision. Next up,
Okay.
we're gonna go ahead. Yes, sir. Next up, and you guys gonna have to keep in mind this order is probably going to change. So keep that in mind because I couldn't see Ryan Spann and Ovince Preux, fighting in the next fight of the night. But we will start there. Next up, we have Ovince Preux versus Ryan Superman Spann, and this is a fight. Wow, fucking that in my face. This is a fight where it's over St. Preux, man. He's in a spot because he had a nice little win versus Kennedy Nzechukwu, and he prompted Kennedy to go up to heavyweight. I think that this is a fight where Ryan Spann's probably going to get his big bombs off. Over St. Preux just didn't magically get a good chin. This dude's low output. I feel like on the floor, other than a Von Flue choke, that's the only thing Over St. Preux is going to get on anybody. Um, Ryan Spann's the more dangerous fighter here. Go ahead and give me Ryan Superman Spann because you guys just can't tell me that Ryan Spann's going to lose 4 fights in a row. Be real with yourself. It's just a spot where I hope people are betting on Over St. Preux. So I can get a great number on Ryan Superman Spann on Wednesday, and it's going to make my pockets fat. CJ, what you got for me, buddy?
I am not betting this fight, bro. Both of these fighters are not trustworthy, especially Ryan Spann, 3 fight losing streak. The dude that definitely has knockout power, but his fight IQ is questionable. Over St. Preux, bro, fucking washed up as hell. Ultimate gatekeeper. I don't even think he's UFC worthy anymore, to be honest. But he did have a nice little win against Kennedy and Zenchiku, so I'll give him that. I don't know, man. I have a funny feeling about this fight. I'm staying far, far away, but my pick is Ryan Spann to win this fight. I don't. I think Overseen Proof's chin is gone, and if Ryan Spann gets 2 or 3 huge, significant strikes on that chin, I think it's going night night.
Mm,
So let's go up to the next fight, guys. It's scheduled to be in the men's lightweight division. We got Rongzhu versus Chris Padilla. Rongzhu, believing he's making his UFC debut. He is 25 and 5, 24 years old, 5'9", and Chris Padilla is 14 and 6, 28 years old, 5'9". So this is going to be an exciting fight. A lot of people are picking Rongzhu. I did check the lines before I did the breakdown, and Rongzhu is the favorite, but he has no UFC experience. He's not proven to me yet. And last time I picked Chris Padilla to win, he won the fight. So I'm rolling with Chris Padilla again, bro. Give me a Chris Padilla to win by decision or submission. Who you got for me in this fight?
yeah, bro. So I got to go ahead and roll with Chris Padilla, the dog here. And let me tell you guys why. Chris Padilla, man, here's a guy who has an endless gas tank. This is a guy who doesn't fight his ops fight. He's not if you're a striker, he's gonna wrestle you. If you're a wrestler, he's gonna stand and bang with you. He fights where you're uncomfortable. And Rongzhu, a guy a lot of people don't remember, he fought in the UFC about 4 years ago, and he went 1-2. He had the win against Brandon Jenkins on short notice. That was his only win, and then he got choked out by Ignacio Bahamondes. And what really was alarming when I went back and watched, he lost to Rodrigo Vargas, the guy who got starched by Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett is a problem. People don't want to give him his credit. He's a problem. Rongzhu, man, if he doesn't get Padilla out, just like everybody thought Top was going to get Chris out, if he doesn't knock Chris Padilla out in the first round, he's going to get melted. And that's what I'm predicting. I'm predicting because if nowadays, if you're going to take a striker over the grappler, you're probably losing your money. I'm going to dog here. The bookies want you guys to go Rongzhu. It's a trap. So that's what I'm sliding with. And we're going to slide to the next one, having said all that. And we got Gabriel Santos versus Ying Ya. How do you say his name? Do you remember, bro?
Yizha.
Yizha. So hey man, Yizha, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, he's tough. Most of the time I was watching him, it was in Chinese, so that was all cool. That guy from Asia, he's tough. Gabriel Santos, man, a guy on a 2-fight losing streak, a guy that a lot of people thought would be undefeated for maybe a little bit. He had that tough fight versus Lerone Murphy. And a lot of people thought he won that. Personally, I thought he won that. I had a Lerone Murphy ticket in my pocket, and I was upset about it because I thought maybe the dog just came in and kept his O. But no, that wasn't the case. But then he went against versus David Onama. They're like, okay, it's all good. That was a fluke, and in everybody's mind, he's still undefeated. David Onama went in there, was piecing him up. And then not only was he piecing him up, he ended up knocking Gabriel Santos out. And man, I was kind of like, ugh. So that scares me. Gabriel Santos, a guy who's a little bit low output on the feet, but he has power in both hands. He has good kicks. But what scares me is the minute winning here, because I feel like Yingzai is going to probably come in here and not, just like the last fight, he's not going to really be fighting Santos's fight. He's going to be grappling him. He might fight, touch hands with him, and he might go for wrestling in the first 30 seconds of the fight. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if Santos is going to be able to keep up with the pressure that Yingzai is going to be coming with. It's a reason why Yingzai is the favorite in the spot. I feel like it just to confirm. Yeah, so uh Yingzai is the favorite, right?
I
Just
believe
making
so.
sure. Yeah,
I
and
believe.
I'm rolling with Yingzai here. I hate it because there is a world where Yingzai does get knocked out. He's been knocked out once in his career. It's a TKO. So it can happen. But I don't know, man. I think Santos, he lost his confidence. He was a confidence fighter. And when you lose your confidence, man, just like Jamal Hill, you just kind of like, I'm not really who I thought I was. Who you got for me?
Here's another fight I'm staying far away from betting wise because I don't trust any of these fighters, especially a debut Yizha. But I think Yizha is gonna win the fight. You broke this fight down perfectly. You said all he had to say, and I'm just gonna move on to the next fight. Yizha is gonna win by decision, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that we got. I'm about to put this in right now because Ying Zai is actually a pretty big dog. He's a plus 186 dog. So I had that.
Okay.
Yeah, crazy. Yes, sir.
All right, next fight, guys. Scheduled in the men's middleweight division: André Petroski versus Dylan Budka. André Petroski, 11-3. He's 33 years old. Dylan Budka, 7-3, 24 years old. This is gonna be a sloppy fight in my opinion, but the stronger, more heavy hand, powerful fighter, and who's fought the tougher competition, which is Andrei Petroski, is gonna win this fight. And I'm betting him, guys. I am considering I'm betting him because Dylan Budka is not that good, man. I don't think he's UFC caliber in my opinion. Um, I think Andrei Petroski is gonna win his second fight in a row, and I think he's gonna probably get a finish here too. What do you think about this fight, bro?
Yeah, Dylan Booker, man, a guy who a lot of people were high on, especially in his last outing versus my guy Cesar Almeida. I watched a lot of tape on both of those guys, and something what I definitely noticed was Dylan Booker. He's not comfortable on the feet, and if anyone's going to be trying to grapple here, believe it or not, it's going to be Dylan Booker trying to grapple Andrei Petroski, because Andrei Petroski, he does have like a 62% defense, wrestling defense, but at the end of the day, he hasn't probably faced a wrestler like Budka. I think Budka probably could win minutes here. He's the younger fighter here. One could say he does have the better gas tank. Um, but I will say, Andrei Petrowski in his last one versus Josh, he actually impressed me because a lot of people thought he was going to like gas out in altitude. He surely did not. I'm rolling with Andrei Petrowski, but I'm staying far away from this fight. And I can just pretty much leave it at that. Give me Andrei Petrowski by third round knockout. Next up, we got Isaac Dulgarian versus Brendon Marotte. And Brendon Marotte, man, a guy who's definitely coming in after getting starched by Terrence McKinney. And, to be honest with you, that being your UFC debut, a lot of people would get starched by, Terrence McKinney. Um, I can't lie. I predicted Terrence McKinney to beat Esteban Rubivic in St. Louis, the event I went to. Ooh, that didn't end well for McKinney. But Brandon Marotte, man, a guy who's definitely he wasn't able to display his his game. But just another fight where, yeah, man, this isn't gonna be good for Brandon Marotte, man. He's gonna get taken down, and he's gonna get beat up. I don't feel like Isaac Dulgarian is gonna have any resistance because Marlotte's a guy who wants to win minutes, but I thought Isaac Dulgarian beat Christian Rodriguez. If anything, a draw, a 10-8, maybe an 8, and I gave round 2 to Christian Rodriguez. That was one of the last fights that I watched before this breakdown, and I thought Isaac Dulgarian won, man. I think he's undefeated. I think Isaac Dulgarian's 9-0, and he's gonna go in and he's gonna beat this kid up, man. He's a minus 1,400 right now. My respected book, man.
1,800. He's minus
Wow,
1,800 on FanDuel, and
wow.
I think he's gonna show that here in this fight, bro. Dog, this is a huge bounce back spot for him, bro. This is gonna be no contest. I'm not even gonna break this down because Dulgarian's just gonna dominate this fight and probably win. Not bettable
Round
though.
round one. If y'all trying to bet that fight, Isaac Dulgarian round 1 and 2.
Next fight, guys, scheduled in the women's strawweight division. We got Jaqueline Amorim versus Vanessa Demopoulos. Jaqueline Amorim, 8-1, 29 years old. Vanessa Demopoulos, 11-5, 35 years old. Jaqueline Amorim on a 2-fight winning streak. Vanessa Demopoulos on a 2-fight winning streak. Vanessa Demopoulos, bro, you're gonna. She's my dog of the card, bro. I'm telling you, she's gonna win another decision. If this fight goes to decision, mark my words, Vanessa Demopoulos is gonna win this fight. But
Yeah, man. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
but I bet her at plus 300. I checked the sports book today. She's a plus 270. Let's go.
This is gonna be a good one, folks, and I'll be the first one to admit that. Yeah, man. this man, because what's scaring me is the jiu-jitsu from Almarin, and that's what's crazy because the hardcore is gonna remember the armbar that what is it Savannah Gomez Juarez had Demopoulos in, and she fought out of it. um I think that Demopoulos is gonna melt this chick. It's a world where she does this. um she's just like Tabitha Ricci. She's a chick that I'm scared to bet against, especially when the fight goes to the scorecard, man, because Vanessa Demopoulos versus that Asian lady, Maruto, what's her name? It was Kanko Murata that killed her, man. Killed her. She had her on an armbar. She literally was in her mount for literally maybe like 10 minutes of the control time, and she was winning minutes off her back. That is what Vanessa Demopoulos does. She's a scrappy dog. And man, I gotta go with Vanessa Demopoulos. And
Let's
this is a
go.
fight. This is a fight where I'm definitely probably not betting. I can't bullshit
I'm
y'all.
betting it, bro. I'm betting it. Plus
And I'm
300.
gonna
Let's
sit
do it.
back. I'm gonna sit back and just be like, "Hey, CJ, I'm rooting for you." But I just might get there. But we're gonna slide to the next one where we got the closest fight on the card, and we got a fight at the flyweight division. We got André Lima versus Felipe dos Santos, and this is gonna be an amazing fight. We got Santos 8-1, André Lima 9-0. 25 years old for Lima, 23 years old for Santos. 5'7" apiece, and a 3-inch reach advantage for Santos. Santos, he lost his O to Manel Cape, and it was a fight. I went back and watched it, man. And if somebody told me that Santos won that fight, I wouldn't argue them, man. I had a Manel Cape ticket in my pocket, so I wasn't sitting there hoping Santos won the fight. I'm not even gonna sit here and bullshit y'all. But the kid came in on short notice and he scrapped. This fight is minus 113 apiece on my respected book, and there's a reason for it. Andre Lima is a guy that the books thought that he would have lost by now. He was a pick'em versus Mitch. He wasn't a pick'em versus Mitch Ramuso, but he was a pick'em versus Igor Severino whenever he got bit. And then he was a minus 320 versus Mitch Ramoso, who came in on short notice. And Mitch Raposo, he came in and put a lot of minutes up on Andre Lima on the ground, and he was getting pieced up. So having said all that, man, go ahead and give me Felipe dos Santos, because if Manel Cape and Andre Lima fought, who would win? That's what I'm saying. Felipe dos Santos. And if you guys want to argue with me, before you argue with me, go back and watch the Manel Cape Felipe dos Santos fight. Felipe won 1-2, and then Manel Cape won 3. I gave it 29-28 Felipe. Give me Felipe dos Santos by decision, and watch this line crash on Andre Lima, the undefeated fighter. He's losing his own Saturday.
Bro, this fight is a banger. This fight is gonna be a banger. And I was going back and forth on this fight. This is a pick 'em for a reason. Andre Lima's undefeated. Felipe dos Santos only has one loss on his record against Manel Cop. But Manel Cop right now isn't he a top 10 in this division? If
Yeah,
I'm not
Manel Cape,
mistaken.
absolutely. Yes, sir. Well,
Yeah,
he might be 11. He might be 11 now that he just lost to Makayev.
yeah. So 11 is not bad. But Makayo's out of the UFC, so he might be in top 10 again. So he
I'll
went
go check
against a
for y'all.
top he went against a top 10 dude in the UFC already early into his career. So that means he's good and that means he's dangerous. Andre Lima is pretty solid, right? But I do see some holes in this game that Felipe dos Santos can expose. So I'm going Felipe dos Santos to also win by decision, but I could see a stoppage here as well, bro. I can see a stoppage here as well because both of these guys are dangerous and pretty tough. But Felipe dos Santos got some sneaky KO power, and I can see that happening. And if this hits the ground, they both good on the ground, so that's going to be an exciting fight to watch. Next fight, guys, main card time scheduled in the men's featherweight division. We got Kyle Nelson versus Steve Garcia. Kyle Nelson, UFC veteran. He is 16-5. He's 33 years old. Steve Garcia, he is 16-5, 32 years old. Another exciting fight here, guys. But I gotta go with my dude on a 4 fight winning streak, Steve Garcia. Don't get me wrong, Kyle Nelson, really good UFC veteran, and he exposes guys. He's on a 3 fight winning streak himself. So this is not gonna be an easy task for Steve Garcia. But I do like his style. I do like how he mixes up his tools, and I do like his output. So I think that's what's gonna win him this fight. What do you think about this, bro?
Dude, it's crazy, bro. To be honest with you, I love this fight because you got two guys who at first they're like, oh man, who the fuck are these guys coming in on short notice? Like literally from a vacuum, we're hardcores. Me and CJ were hardcores. We've been watching the sport for a minute, so we're like, who are these guys? Kyle Nelson was a guy who was getting starched back in the day, who just found his chin, and now he's on a 4 fight winning streak. One could say it was a 5 fight because I thought he beat Jai Herbert, but it ended up being a draw. If it wasn't a draw, they probably had the same record. But let's be honest, man. Steve Garcia is gonna knock out Kyle Nelson. It's happening. That's what's gonna happen. Kyle Nelson's been feeling himself. He's gonna get in there. Oh yeah, I knocked out Bill Algeo. Hoo hoo hoo. Whip de doo. Let's be honest though. Steve Garcia, he has chin concerns too. He got rocked by Charlie Ontiveros before knocking him out. So let's make that clear. Steve Garcia, he can be knocked the fuck out. But I think that in this fight, man, this is a fight where if a knockout does not happen, Kyle Nelson's gonna be winning minutes. And I gotta make that clear. But I'm predicting Steve Garcia to knock out Kyle Nelson in the very first round. And I think you just can't get away from the chin concerns. And we're gonna move to the next one. And we got this card's a banger. This card's a banger because next up we got Trevor Pete versus Yanal Ashmouz. And this is gonna be a very good fight. So let's slide over it while I get it up on my computer. So I'm gonna go over to tell it to take because it's such a banger. We got Trevor Pete, 29 years old. Yanal Ashmouz, 29 years old as well. They're both 5'9", and you got a 2-inch reach advantage for Trevor Pete at 70 to 68. Trevor Peek, a guy who he just lost to Charlie Campbell. He got outclassed in that last one. And then before that, he beat Muhammad Yahya. But let's be honest, Muhammad Yahya is not really that good. We predicted we had Fernandez to beat him, and he ended up getting swept. So Muhammad Yahya is not that good. And Trevor Peek couldn't get Muhammad Yahya out there, but Fernandez just got him out of there 2 weeks ago. So he just shown that he's not that potent. Um, Eric Gonzalez, he knocked Eric Gonzalez out, the Ghost Pepper. Respect to the Ghost Pepper. He's in my group chat. I respect him, but to be honest with you, I don't care about that. He got knocked out by him. Who cares? Who's who? He didn't win any fights in the UFC, so that's not a good win. Um, so let's be honest with you. Let's be honest with ourselves here. Trevor Peek is not that guy. Yanal Ashmouz, a guy who knocked out Sam Patterson. That is, if we look at their careers, that is the best win on their careers. So I think Yanal Ashmouz is going to come in, probably win minutes. He can take Trevor Peek down. Charlie Campbell showed that Trevor Peek can be taken down. So the Red Fox, Ashmouz is going to come back and bounce back. He's not losing to Trevor Peek. I'm sorry, folks.
I'm pretty sure this is a pick 'em, right?
Yes, it is.
That's a great number for Yanal Ashmouz, bro. Yanal Ashmouz is gonna win this fight. Trevor Peek has no technique. All he does is look for the knockouts, and he throws wild, sloppy strikes. All he does is look for the knockout and tries to pressure you so he can look for the finish. But I don't think that's going to happen here. Ashmouz is going to be too quick in there. He's going to be too sharp in there, and he's going to be too smart in there for Trevor Peek. Ashmouz is going to be another bet. I am going to bet Ashmouz. I'm going to parlay him with somebody so I can get some nice plus money. Let's go. All right, guys. Next fight scheduled to be in the men's flyweight division. We got Matt Schnell versus Alessandro Costa. Matt Schnell, he is 16 and 8, 34 years old. Alessandro Costa, he is 14 and 4, 28 years old. This is another good fight right here. Matt Schnell, he's on a 2-fight losing streak. Alessandro Costa, kind of a wishy-washy fighter, win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. Matt Schnell, though, he's almost 35 years old. He's lost to Steve Ursag and Matt Nicolau, 2 knockouts in a row. Alessandro Costa knocked out Kevin Borges, lost to Steve Ursag, and knocked out Jimmy Flick. And I think he's going to get another knockout here, folks. I think he's going to knock out Matt Schnell because Matt Schnell does not have a chin, as you just saw. I think his other loss, another stoppage to Brandon Royval. All of his losses, recent losses, have been by stoppage, and I don't expect to be different here. Alessandro Costa is going to win this fight, and he's going to take that number 16th spot in the flyweight division. Who you got in this, bro?
Yeah, Costa's gonna probably win this fight, folks. Matt Schnell, man, danger. Matt Schnell, that is. I don't think he's too much dangerous, man. Yeah, he had a no contest in 2021. He was getting pieced up. And you guys see, he had the win in the middle. That was versus Suma Darji, the fight that he was getting annihilated. I'm not even gonna say what was happening to him. He was getting pieced up. He was getting beat up. And man, he ended up pulling out a comeback of all time. If it wasn't had he not come back right there, I don't think we're breaking this fight down versus Matt Schnell. It's probably Costa versus somebody else. Matt Schnell's gonna lose here, folks. This is a fight where Costa's getting a fight where he can be fed somebody. They both fought Steve Ursag. Steve Ursag was getting pieced up by Costa. Costa was a couple of inches away from knocking Steve Ursag out, which we just seen Steve Ursag get knocked out. Doesn't mean Steve Ursag isn't still top 5, but he's not top 3. In my opinion, he showed his chin was too high in that fight, and it's not looking like a good loss for Matt Schnell, who got knocked the fuck out, and he didn't just get TKO; he got knocked out. So I think this is a fight where Costa probably is going to knock him out with these new UFC gloves because UFC knockouts are capable. We've seen Tom Aspinall clip Curtis Blades. So Tom Aspinall showed that, man, he can still knock you the fuck anybody out with them gloves out. So I think that Costa's gonna probably knock him out in the second round. But if this fight gets to the third round, it's gonna get greasy. Next fight,
Uh,
we got, oh yeah, Jessica Andrade versus Natalia Silva. And that's going to be the cold main event of the evening. Shout out CJ. Hey, and we got a banger. It's going to be, we got Jessica Andrade, 32 years old, Natalia Silva, 27, the fresher fighter. And she's the bigger fighter because she's 5'4" to Jessica Andrade is 5'1". And the thing about it is she has the 3-inch reach advantage, 65 to 62. And that's going to pay dividends because Natalia Silva is a kickboxer. And not only is she a kickboxer, she's one of the best kickboxers in the world. You heard that right, folks. Natalia Silva, that pretty girl on the screen, she's one of the best kickboxers in the world. And it's amazing to watch her strike. Jessica Andrade, man, we've seen this style beat her up so many times. This is going to be a spot where Jessica Andrade just can't touch Natalia Silva, folks. I think that Jessica Andrade, man, she's too wild and loopy. She come in, I'm strong, big and strong. She's gonna be getting pieced the fuck up. And just like how Now Yan knocked her out, I think that Natalia Silva is probably gonna find a button within 10 minutes. I think Natalia Silva is gonna knock Jessica Andrade out. What you got, just CJ?
Jessica Andrade, former champion, 2-fight winning streak. Natalia Silva on a nice, huge winning streak here, looking good and improved each and every single time she steps in the octagon. Jessica Andrade, huge knockout power, and Natalia Silva, great on the ground, great jujitsu, great kickboxing. She's got sneaky KO power herself, and I think she's going to continue this winning streak that she is on. She's a really good fighter, and like I said, she improves and gets better each and every single time that she steps into the octagon to fight. I think she's gonna smoke this girl, bro. I really do. I think she's gonna make Jessica Andrade look like a damn fool in there. She's gonna be my pick, and I'm gonna bet her as well. Let's go. Next fight, guys, scheduled to be in the men's welterweight division, and it's the main event of the evening for UFC Fight Night. Burns versus Brady. We got Gilbert Burns versus Sean Brady. Gilbert Dorino Burns, 22 and 7, 38 years old, 5'10", 71-inch reach. We have Sean Brady. He is 16 and 1, 31 years old, 5'10", 72.5-inch reach. And I think this fight is going to be closer than the number says. I think this should be a pick 'em. I think Gilbert Burns is the dog in this fight. Gilbert Burns definitely has more experience. He's definitely fought the tougher competition, and he's a title contender as well. He almost beat Jamayev, guys. Sean Brady, he lost to the current reigning defending champion, Bilal Muhammad. Then he bounced back and submitted Kevin Gastelum. But Kevin Gastelum, he's not looking himself anymore these days. Before that, he was destroying dudes. Michael Chiesa, he's old. Jake Matthews, he's all right. And Christian Aguilera, I mean, he's okay as well. But like I said, Gilbert Burns, he's been in there with the best of them. And he's my second dog of the card, guys. I don't care what nobody says. Gilbert Burns is going to bounce back from that 2-loss winning streak. He's not losing 3 in a row. Give me Gilbert Burns to win by submission or by decision. Who you got, bro?
Hey man, we got a good fight here, folks. We got Gilbert Burns plus 136 dog. We got Sean Brady minus 174 favorite. And let me go over to tell her the tape. That's my phone unlocks. We got Gilbert Burns. He's a 5'10. Sean Brady 5'10 as well. 72-inch reach for Sean Brady, 71 for Gilbert Burns. Excuse me. We got a fight where Gilbert Burns, man, he's fighting Sean Brady, the young fighter, the young, fresher fighter, at the tail end of his career. Both of these guys fought Gilbert Burns. Both of these guys fought Bilal Muhammad, excuse me. Both of these guys fought Bilal Muhammad, but the crazy thing about it was Sean Brady did get knocked out by Bilal Muhammad, and that was like, eh. But I think that was the best thing that could have happened for him because he did look great versus Kelvin Gastelum. Kevin Gastelum did beat D-Rod, took care of business in that one, so he's back on the win streak. Gilbert Burns, man, a guy who definitely, he hasn't been looking, one could say, not like himself, man. He was winning minutes versus Jack Della versus a round in 1 and 2, but it felt like he was fighting to hang on for dear life to me. He wasn't wrestling. He wasn't wrestling to look for the finish. He was looking to not get knocked out. And then that was why he got timed with a big knee by Jack Della Maddalena. I think Jack Della Maddalena would knock Sean Brady out. And to be honest with you, they were scheduled to fight each other, and I had JDM in that fight. Believe it or not, folks, this is a weird, interesting fight. But I'm going with the favorite here. I think that Sean Brady's going to win minutes. He's probably going to try to keep it on the feet. And there's a world where Gilbert Burns probably knocks him out. Where I will say, if Gilbert Burns' jiu-jitsu isn't like it used to be, because it will be getting tested in this fight, because Sean Brady is not going to just sit there and stand with Gilbert Burns. That's not going to happen. But he will find spots where he's going to crash in with a big hand, and he's going to take Gilbert Burns down. Gilbert Burns was shown, or Shamzat shown, that Gilbert Burns can be taken down. And this is a fight just like it. Sean Brady, he is going to have to go 5 rounds, man, if he can't get him out of there. But I'm going to go with probably a 3rd round stoppage. TKO, Sean Brady, man. But a weird fight, and I would not be surprised by any means if Gilbert Burns wins this fight, because the level of competition on Gilbert Burns' side is through the roof, because at the end of the day, they both fought the champ and they both lost. One got knocked out, one got his arm broke in the 1st round, and he still fought throughout the whole fight. So one could say that Gilbert Burns is the more greasier, tougher fighter. You know what, man? Fuck it. I'm switching. I gotta go Gilbert Burns. I'm going Gilbert Burns, man. I'm going Gilbert Burns, folks.
Why you switch?
I'm going Gilbert Burns because Gilbert Burns is the tougher fighter, man. If things get tough, he's shown that he can do it. When things got tough in the 3rd round versus Michael Chiesa, it looked like if Michael Chiesa had a 4th round in that fight, folks, go back and watch that, man. If Michael Chiesa had 50 more seconds in that fight versus Sean Brady, Michael Chiesa would have probably knocked Sean Brady out on the feet. I think that when it's just more times than not, man, I think Gilbert Burns, man, he might win this fight. It's weird. I gotta go Gilbert Burns.
I appreciate that, bro. Thank you
And
for agreeing with me there. But that was the breakdown, folks. That was our picks for UFC Fight Night, Brady versus Burns. We're gonna take a break next week due to the holiday, Labor Day weekend. Then we'll be back the following week after the Burns Brady card, and I believe it's gonna be UFC 306. O'Malley versus Davlashvili. We already saw the cut, guys. Didn't look good on video. So O'Malley is gonna be a max bet, bro. Let's go.
O'Malley's probably gonna knock him out, folks.
Max bet, I'm telling you. And I think he's like a minus 102 right now or something like that.
Man, I got him at plus 130.
I know he was plus money, but I didn't do tape, and I'm still doing tape for that card, but I just have a feeling, bro, O'Malley's not gonna lose this bet anytime soon.
Whoo. Okay.
O'Malley's the future, bro. He is already champion.
Sandhagen gonna take him out. I'm sorry. Sandhagen gonna take him out.
Nah,
I have to say it.
nah, bro. I think Umar is gonna be the one to stop him. But that was the car. That was the breakdown. That was the picks for Brady versus Burns. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, share the video. Check out my dude Gibbs on his channel. Any last words, brother?
Hey man, appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. It's gonna be a banger, man. Who do you guys have in this main event? Because you guys just heard me. I just switched on air. I was going back and forth. This the fight I watched the most tape for, so it was not no. Oh, CJ picked him. I don't know, man. I probably would have picked just like last week. I picked Jared Cannonier on my video. I switched and I picked Kyle. So man, it's just sometimes that's how shit works, bro.
Bro, and my lock was gonna be Ronaldo Rodriguez, but I think they canceled that fight with O'Day Osborne. He was gonna be my lock this week.
They canceled that.
I didn't see it on the thing. Did you? Did
Okay,
I
I
skip
would
it?
think. Well, no, that's yeah, you told the Ode Osborne for that's for the Sphere.
Oh, it is. I thought it was for this card. My bad.
Oh shit, I know that's gonna be a banger.
I'm going Ronaldo Rodriguez on that. That's
Me
my
too.
lock. I already gave you guys my lock for that week. All right, bro. Have a good night, everyone, and take it easy. CJ UFC picks and Gibbs. We're out of here.